What's up guys, Blade Master here, going to be bringing you another match from Unit Band Beta. This is round 1, game 1 between HunnicWarrior Hill, I'm just going to call him HunnicWarrior from now on, versus Sir Grizzly from the Bear Clan. HunnicWarrior of course is from the VOD clan. Now, there is some juicy bit of drama that happened in the Use It Lose It tournament. If you guys ask nicely, I'll just link you to the Steam group. Where this shit went down. I don't know if Trolly would even like me to put that in, but whatever, let's do it. It's fun drama, and who doesn't like drama, especially in Total War? The Total War multiplayer community is just chock filled with drama. Anyways, the first game, HunnicWarrior was at the top of the bracket. He had the first faction map choice. He went with a very powerful combo of Ardiaei in Alexandria, and Grizzly has countered with Suebi in Alexandria, which is a very weird choice, and the weird choices don't end there for HunnicWarrior, so I will explain as we move on. Let's put it in slow motion for now. With Ardiaei, Sir Grizzly decided to ban Illyrian Cavalry and the slave Slingers for Ardiaei. Not really a thing that makes sense, because I would, first of all, that's the first mistake that I think he's made here. He has not banned the Mercenary Axe Warriors and the Mercenary Celtic Warriors, and I'll tell you why that's a mistake. Because he does not have access to Sword Masters. Sir Grizzly does not have access to Sword Masters and Wolf Warriors. Now, Suebi is a very good faction in general, but in the Unit Band Beta rules, can be severely nerfed by removing the Sword Masters. So it is a good choice if you're going to go with the top of the bracket. It's one of those top of the bracket factions where you can unban Sword Masters and you'll have a very powerful army at your disposal. But now that Ardiaei has, removed Sword Masters, I would generally favor Ardiaei in this matchup, but especially in this map. But Ardiaei against Suebi without access to Sword Masters, Ardiaei is going to have a very easy time, especially when they have access to their full melee contingent in their pretty deadly Mercenary Axe Warriors and Mercenary Celtic Warriors. And of course, they have the 6 Illyrian Noble Hoplites, which I'm sure HunnicWarrior would have brought, because otherwise this Illyrian army would be terrible. He's brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6th Illyrian Noble Hoplite General. You can see the 5 Illyrian Noble Hoplites here. They do very well. They do equally well in a plains type map like Nemetosena as they would in a wooded type map in Alexandria. They would probably favor Alexandria more against the even more charge dependent Suebi. Of course, Suebi, even another more puzzling decision. I'm not sure if he has the DLC or not, but Sir Grizzly does not have Arya Vistas as a general choice. He has the Commander General. So I'm actually pretty surprised that this match even lasts for 11 minutes and 27 seconds, because I don't really see how Suebi can make this work. He's got a couple of spear wall, as we can see over here. Did not bring Warden as spears. Warden as spears would do very well against any type of unit. Then again, I wouldn't put them up against Illyrian Noble Hoplites. They would just not win. And now that he doesn't have access to Sword Masters and Wolf Warriors, his best option for melee infantry are 4 Berserkers. And the 4 Berserkers still, again, would not defeat 6 Illyrian Noble Hoplites. Keep in mind, that's not the end of this Illyrian army. There's still a lot more Illyrians. And Mercenary, Celtic Warriors and Axe Warriors that are still there. So what else are you left with Suebi? You have Noble Riders, of which he's brought a fuck ton. He's brought, I think, 5 Noble Riders, but the Noble Riders themselves won't do well against Ardiaei on a flat map, let alone on a desert, on a forest map where their charge wouldn't hit as hard. He's brought 1 Riders of the Hunt, who he already popped Frenzy Charge on to escape some of the Tarantine Cav. That's a smart move. But they're still taking damage. They've lost a couple of men. The Tarantine Cav is chasing after them. They honestly should have, long time ago, they should have just charged into the Tarantine Cav. Since these guys are light melee cavalry, they can easily catch the Tarantine Cav, especially if Grizzly used Frenzy Charge in an aggressive manner to chase after the Tarantine Cav. They would win. They would catch them without Frenzy Charge, but with Frenzy Charge, they would hit them hard and just remove a Tarantine Cav for HunnicWarrior. So, like I said, Illyrian Cav removed and Slave Slingers removed. Slave Slingers not going to matter much in a forested map. Some more units can be seen now for Sir Grizzly. He's brought at least 3. I know he's brought a total of 5 Germanic Slingers. Germanic Slingers are a good unit, but you don't want to bring 5 of them in any situation. Germanic Slingers win you a skirmish fight. They're not going to win you. They're not going to do damage to Illyrian Noble Hoplites, who have excellent missile block chance of 50% to complement their already insane armor of 115. So there's really no point bringing them. there's hardly any point bringing any skirmish unit, but if you're going to go with a depleted Suebi, I would have just brought a fuck ton of Germanic youths, because now you wouldn't have to be afraid of any cavalry charging into them, or you wouldn't have to be afraid of slave slingers firing into them. So that would have been an interesting choice. The Germanic youths and maybe the horse runners could have just slaughtered at least a couple of the Illyrian noble hoplites. But then again, with the forest protection, not much that they can do. Without Ariovistus to help them out, I don't know what Suebi can do here. Here, HunnicWarrior going to go in for a ballsy charge, but it's going to be a smart charge into Bloodsworn because they are light melee infantry. So they are going to drop down by quite a few units, and then the mercenary axe warriors are going to come into support too. So pulls out his mercenary Tantan without taking too many casualties, without taking a single. Wow, he didn't even take a single casualty from that. Sorry, excuse me. Let me just go offline. This is irritating. Okay. So now that Axe Warrior is going to make short work of that Bloodsworn, not like the Bloodsworn would really do much in the first place. But yeah, it's the 6 Illyrian Noble Hoplite line that's really going to do the most amount of damage. Let me just take a quick screenshot, you guys. I'm so sorry. This is a bit too epic for me to ignore. Yeah. Oh, alright. Something like this. Yeah, so we can get some of them trees. You know, we living in Miami. You need them palm trees. Yeah. So they're taking cover from Germanic Slingers. Again, Germanic Slingers. Even if 10 of them focus fired on one Illyrian Noble Hoplite, they're not going to take much damage at all. Here, Bloodsworn in a columnar formation, getting charged at by a mercenary Tarantine. They take a lot of damage there. I'm sure that their HP was depleted by the previous charge, and now that the Bloodsworn got their javelins off, they did a lot of damage to the mercenary Tarantine. They're dropping by quite a few, by quite a few units, and now the mercenary Axe Warrior is again going to remove another Bloodsworn from the face of the map. So now, what does it look like? 4 round shield swordsmen who wouldn't hold a candle to Illyrian Noble Hoplites in Nemedocena are running away. I guess that's a smart decision. But now they're going to come into charge. They got attacked in the rear, so that's a decrease in morale. Don't have great morale in the first place. They're going to take a fuck ton of damage on the charge. Here, Illyrian Noble Hoplite is actually braced for the charge from the round shield swordsman. So we can see, I'm sure expert charge defense plays a big role here. Yeah, they lose 2, they kill about 5. It didn't really make much of a difference there. Illyrian Thuria Spears, a couple of Illyrian Thuria Spears brought by HunnicWarrior. And we can see 1, 2, an Illyrian Raid, a couple of Mercenary Axe Warriors. This Illyrian Noble Hoplite just crushed that round shield swordsman underfoot. 63 kills while taking 6 casualties. And here we can see a total of 3 spear wall brought by Sir Grizzly, going to charge up against some Illyrian spearmen. A couple of Illyrian spearmen here. Smart use of the Illyrian spearmen, holding down 3 spear wall. Not that the spear wall would make much of a difference. And now the Noble Riders got caught by the Illyrian Thuria Spears pretty unnecessarily. And now the cavalry counter tactics has been popped. You can see they have an insane 60 bonus versus large, so they're going to do a fair bit of damage, at least in HP, against these Noble Riders who are forced to pull through. And the Illyrian Noble Riders, the Noble Riders don't really have anywhere to go. And he's bunched them up so severely that it really doesn't make any sense. He's pulling away with his Germanic Slingers now. Maybe this is a smart idea to induce the Illyrian Noble Hoplites to get into the open ground. If he circles around with his general and then intercepts the mercenary Tarantine cav, that could be a smart decision. And then remove any cavalry threat and maybe then try and whittle down some of the Illyrian Noble Hoplites, although it's just never really going to happen. So mercenary Tarantine cav chasing after the slave slingers, sorry, the Germanic slingers, and not doing anything on the impact. I guess they didn't have a charge order on them. 3 Noble Riders in no man's land, basically. They don't have anywhere to go. Round Shield Swordsman getting 54 kills against a mixture of Illyrian Thuria Spears and Mercenary Axe Warriors is my guess. These Spear Wall taking damage from the Illyrian Raiders. The Illyrian Raiders are not very good units. They are overpriced since they are guerrilla deployment units, although they can be quite useful in a forested map like this, as you could see in my match against Ardiaei. They were quite useful in that match. So, by the way, that's one of the first replays. I think that's the first replay of the unit ban beta tournament. So if you just look back on the playlist, you'll be able to find it. Here, Noble Riders getting into some Mercenary Axe Warriors. Doesn't look like they got rear charge or anything special like that. But the Mercenary Axe, yeah, exactly. They're not doing much. They're desperately trying to pull through, but here's where pull through is really going to fuck you. It's just they're going to take so much damage, and they're not going to kill enemy units as well. Yeah, you really don't want to pull through a unit that is just so incredibly dense, and that is standing up and is ready to fight you. Yeah, and this is going to happen. The Illyrian Noble Hoplite is just racking up the kills on incredibly expensive cavalry. So Noble Riders pulled through successfully, but they've lost so many units that it's just not a good idea. Not really sure why they were pulling through in the first place. Not like they were going to get into any sort of a better position. Noble Riders here, a Warcry popped by HunnicWarrior. Even though his general is all the way there. Oh, there must be some stray units like over here or something, or that have come into his. I have no idea how he was able to pop Warcry. So now Mercenary Tarantine Cav charging into the final Germanic Slinger. I'm sure this Slinger got a single XP chevron by, before the start of the game. And there are 182 kills from Mercenary Tarantine Cav, which is at full strength because all it's been doing is just chase off enemy Slingers. 3 minutes left. This game was won before the game even started. Noble Riders getting slaughtered there by Illyrian Thoria Spears, who are about to get a double XP chevron. Illyrian Spearmen, very interestingly, have square formation, which could make them a very, very useful cheap unit to hold off enemy charging infantry. That's why he brought the Illyrian Spearmen. Smart play by HunnicWarrior, popping these guys into square formation, and if the enemy, or if Sir Grizzly had fast charge on with Ardiaei, he could have just used the Illyrian Spearmen and popped them into square formation, and then those guys would be stuck fighting the Illyrian Spearmen for quite a while. And then the fast charge would have depleted by then. But all that was unnecessary, and it's a close victory for HunnicWarrior. Pretty handily takes home the first game. Let's see if Sir Grizzly manages to pull things around in game 2. You guys stay tuned. Peace.